back. You're watching Overdrive. The new generation Yamaha MT-09 is being offered in two thrilling variants. One is the AMT, which offers the convenience for city rides, and the other is the SP variant, which sets performance benchmarks for thrill seekers. Here's Rohit with all the details.
Remember the MT-09 that was briefly sold in India? That had that Dark Knight inspired face, right? So it's like Batman exchanges helmet for Tony Stark's. And what you have is a very bold looking design, just as before, or even bolder now. This is still an extrovert on two wheels, a motorcycle that doesn't like to get lost in the crowd.
The MT-09 looks even better in black, fully embracing Yamaha's dark side of Japan. Its twin-eye LED headlights and minimalist bodywork give it a robotic, menacing stare, much more aggressive than the Street Triple's organic look. This bike isn't about refinement, it's raw and built to stand out. Yamaha kept the MT-09 focused on riding, avoiding unnecessary gadgets, but it's still packed with modern tech. The sharp TFT display, for example, provides all the essential info without clutter, perfectly matching the bike's minimalist design. The bike is also loaded with rider aids like a standard quick shifter, traction control, and multiple riding modes to tailor the bike's behavior to your style. While the Street Triple RS may boast its track-ready electronics, the MT-09 feels like a toolkit for the urban jungle. However, our time on the Sodegawara racetrack outside of Tokyo showed that the MT-09 is just as explosive on the track.
Now, you heard me say track days, and if you want to do that often, you might just want to get the SP variant, that is if Yamaha India brings it to India, of course. The SP variant is going to get you better brakes and better suspension, and while that may not sound like much, out on the track it makes a world of a difference.
The motorcycle is powered by Yamaha's 890cc CP3 engine, which is a gem. This triple-cylinder unit has always been a standout for Yamaha, and for 2024, it's been refined even further. It delivers 119 PS, which is 9 PS lesser than the Street Triple RS, but compensates with more torque. Calling its power punchy is an understatement. The mid-range could knock the wind out of you if you're not careful. Unlike the R1 or the R6 engines, which feel more refined, the MT-09's engine feels like it has been raised on the streets. Brutal, unforgiving, and yet thrilling. More Dark Knight than Iron Man. The razor-sharp throttle response also makes it a joy to attack a series of bends.
We love the Street Triple RS for its sophistication, how smooth it feels. Now, Japanese engines, they are supposed to feel even smoother, right? But there's a newfound Japanese aggression that you will notice with this motorcycle, and I say it in a really good way. This is a street fighter after all, but with the character of a triple and that kind of aggression, a newfound aggression like I mentioned, it's just a hoot to ride, whether you're out on the streets or even bringing it to a track day.
The MT-09 has a mellower side too, the AMT variant. This model features an automated manual transmission, yes AMT, eliminating the clutch lever and the gear selector, though Yamaha could have offered the latter as an accessory. The manual override gear selectors are conveniently placed on the handlebar, making city riding easier. However, they're not too intuitive. The AMT is all about convenience, no gear changes, rapid downshifts even under emergency braking, and the ability to negotiate tight sections without stalling. Yamaha claims the shifts are nearly as quick as the standard model's quick shifter, and we agree. A switch on the right handlebar lets you toggle between the MT and the AMT modes, with a D mode for city riding and D plus for more spirited riding. However, the AMT is clearly aimed at casual riders who prioritize convenience over performance. On the track, it became evident that the AMT isn't suited for the spirited edge of the seat riding that this engine demands. The AMT software often upshifts mid-corner when you're maintaining steady throttle like you should, upsetting the bike's balance and dropping revs just when you need power. Similarly, under hard braking before a corner, the AMT may not downshift enough. leading to wider lines and potentially hairy moments. Happened to me a couple of times. So if you're looking to cruise the streets without worrying about gear changes and hardcore sport riding isn't your thing, the YAMT could be a great option for you.
Now, looking at the pricing of the R3, looking at the pricing of the previous MT-09 that was sold in India, I'm sure that this one is not going to be a budget option. But that's it. The kind of equipment it has, the way it looks, that beautiful sound, a beautiful engine, the way it performs out on the roads, even on the track, I think it's a wholesome package and one that will carve out a niche for itself. Now, like I said, I love the Street Triple RS. I know many of you out there love too. But listen to me carefully when I say this. This actually sets a new benchmark, even though the RS did that just last year.
In conclusion, the 2024 MT-09 isn't just a return to form for Yamaha. It's a statement. The dark night of the streets is back, ready to take on the best. Whether you're a seasoned rider looking for new thrills or someone who appreciates a well-crafted motorcycle, the MT-09 is worth your attention. It's not perfect, but that is part of its charm.
With that, it's a wrap on this week's edition of Overdrive. But remember, you can stay in touch with the team through our various social media platforms, and you can write to us on YouTube as well. Until next week then, drive and ride safe. And if it's raining like this, it's best to stay indoors.